Dear students, I welcome you to classroom program organized by Joshua Board under the instruction of the government of Bangladesh. I think you are in sound health. We are going to meet for the second time. I am Ananda Kumar Mitro, Assistant Professor, English, Joshua Upashahor College. In the last class, we learned direct and indirect speech. We learned direct and indirect speech. We learned what is direct and indirect speech. Today, we also learn type of sentences, types of speech, and rules for changing person. Today, we will learn while solving speech, indirect from direct. We have to change some words. I will give you a list of those sentences, of those words. You will just note it down and have a glance while you are at home. If you want to do well in narration or sense of speech, you must have good command over this changing of those words. First, if there is come in direct speech, it will be go. Next, here will be there, now will be then, this will be that, this TACAC will be those, hither will be thither, ago will be before, today will be that day, yesterday will be the previous day, tomorrow will be the next day or the following day. Yes will be replied in the affirmative, no will be replied in the negative, and if there is sir, we will replace sir with respectfully or with respect. Dear student, you should keep in mind that if the reported speech is if the reported verb is in present tense or in future tense, the verb in the reported speech will remain in the same tense. But if the reporting verb is in past form, then these rules should be followed. Verb will be changed, and this is very important. So you can make a list how tense will be changed in the reported speech if the reporting verb is in past form. V1 will be V2, V2 will be in past perfect form, that is had plus V3, then am is are will be was or were, then was or were will be had been, next shall or will be would, can will turn into could, may will turn into might, must will turn into had, have has will be had. These words will be changed if the reporting verb is in past form. Then this verb will change in this way in reported speech. Now we will learn rules for assertive sentence. We will learn rules for assertive sentence. How we can solve assertive sentence into indirect speech. So I will now discuss how we can make assertive sentence from direct to indirect. In the last class, we talked about assertive sentence. How can we know? How can we recognize? How we can recognize an assertive sentence? An assertive sentence is a statement sentence which expresses something, and it normally begins with subject and ends with a full stop. We should keep in mind, if the reporting verb is in present or future tense, then the verb in the reported speech will remain in the same tense. But if the reporting verb is in the past form, then the verb will also change accordingly, which I have already discussed. If there is only said in the reporting verb, then this said will remain unchanged, and we will use that as connector, and next we will change reported speech accordingly. But if there is an object after said or say, then it will turn into either tell or told. So you should keep this in mind, that if there is only said in the reporting verb, then it will remain unchanged. But if there is say or said in the reporting verb and that follows with an object, it will turn into tell or told. For example, he said, comma, inverted comma, I am happy, full stop, inverted comma. Then it will be, he said, reporting verb, he said, there is no object after said, so said will remain unchanged. Then a connector, that, then we will change reported speech. First, he said, I am happy. I, first person, in the last class we talked, first person follows subject. I will follow he, so I will be he. Then am, we have already learned that if the reporting verb is in past form, am, is, or will turn into was or were. So this am will turn into was, and happy will remain unchanged because it is an adjective, it does not change. So he said, I am happy. This is direct, and in case of indirect, it will be, he said that he was happy. But if there is, he said to me, I am happy. I am happy within inverted comma. Then we can see that after said there is an object me, then this said will turn into told. He told me. Why told? Because there is an object. Then connector I will follow. We have already learned first person will follow subject, he. So I will be he. Am will be was, because we have learned am is a will turn into was or were. He was happy. Similarly, if another example, the boy said to the teacher, comma, inverted comma, I will be happy if you help me, full stop, then end of inverted comma. So here we can see there is an object, so said will be told. The boy told the teacher, then we will use connector that, I will follow subject the boy, he. Here we should keep in mind, if both the speaker and the listener or the subject or object are in third person, then after writing he or she, we will have to indicate who that he or she is. Since this he is the boy, so we will use the first letter of boy, B, in the bracket to indicate that it is boy, not the teacher. So he, then B in the bracket, B means boy, am will turn into was, shall will turn into would, I would be happy if you, second person follows object, teacher, he, then T in the bracket, help, V1, we know that V1 will turn into V2, helped, if he helped me, first person follows subject, the boy, it will turn into him. So the boy told the teacher that he, be in the bracket, would be happy if he, T in the bracket, helped me follows subject, but me is object. So the object of the subject, the boy, will, since the subject is third person, so its object will be him, then be in the bracket. This B means boy. If him were teacher, then we would write T in the bracket. That is teacher. So in this way we can change assertive sentence. So once again I give you a brief idea about how we can change assertive into indirect speech. First, we will have to change said or say into tell or told, but if there is no object, say or said will remain unchanged. Then there will be that as connector, and finally we will finish rest of the sentence following the rules already given to you. Now we will learn how we can change interrogative sentence into indirect speech, from direct to indirect speech. In the last class I talked what is an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence is a sentence which asks questions, and we can sense it, we can know it by saying WH word or be verb or have verb or auxiliary verb at the beginning of the sentence and a note of interrogation at the end of the sentence. In this way, we can recognize an interrogative sentence. Student, you should keep in mind, knowing sentence is very important while solving narration. So interrogative sentence, in case of interrogative sentence, we will change say or said into ask or asked or inquired of or demand or demanded, etc. So in the assertive sentence we saw said mostly turn into say or said mostly turn into tell or told, but in case of interrogative sentence it will change into ask or asked, inquire of or inquired of, demand or demanded. And as connector, it will be if or whether. If or whether. What we will use as connector? If or whether. Whereas in the assertive sentence, we use that as connector. So two important sentences here. One is asked or asked. Mainly we use asked or asked, but we can also use inquire of or inquired of, demand or demanded, etc. And as connector we normally use if, but we can also use whether. How can we recognize an interrogative sentence? Is it clear to you? I think it is, because interrogative sentence ends with a note of interrogation and begin with WH word or auxiliary verb or be verb or have verb, etc. Now example. The boy said to me, comma, inverted comma, are you happy? Note of interrogation, end of inverted comma. So this said will be turned into asked. The boy asked me. Then there will be if or whether. You, second person, follow object. Me. Since you is subject, me will also in the subjective form, that is I. Are, am is are will be was were. I take was, I was, if I was happy. And there will be full stop at the end of the sentence. We should keep in mind, after making indirect from direct, every sentence will be assertive. Another example. The teacher said, why are you inattentive? The teacher said to the boy, comma, inverted comma, why were you absent in the class? Note of interrogation, end of inverted comma. So the teacher asked the boy, it will be asked in place of said to. Then if Here we should notice that if there is WH word, there will be no if. There will be no if. In that case, the WH word will remain unchanged. WH word will remain unchanged. So, why will remain unchanged? The teacher asked the boy why, then comes subject, why, where you. Here function as subject, you indicate boy, so it will be he, and B will be in the bracket to indicate that it is boy, why he. Next we know was or where will turn into had been, so why he had been absent yesterday. We know that we have already learned yesterday will turn into the previous day. So the answer will be, the teacher asked the boy why he, be in the bracket, had been absent the previous day. That is all from today's class. See you next time. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. May God bless you.